State High School Football Preview Show with Travis Lee on Channel 8 WMTW.
Now, after 88 years of playing at Walton Field in Auburn, the Red Eddies of Edward Little played their last game at that great neighborhood complex last year. They have a new stadium as part of their new school. They won't have to wait long to christen it. They play their home opener tomorrow against Noble, 7 o'clock. Another new stadium opening up this year is in Kennebunk. Although they played some lacrosse on it last year, the first football game will be week 2 against Massabesic. The Rams played home games in Biddeford last year. You have to figure it won't be long before Joe Rafferty's name is honored at that stadium. Well, the brain center of every football program is the coach's office. Across the state, these hubs of activity range in amenities and locations, but all exist to serve one purpose. From August to hopefully around Thanksgiving, coaches' offices are home base for a football operation.
We've got a TV in here. We've got all the whiteboards we need.
Depth charts right here, so the guys can kind of look in and kind of see where they're at.
Dissecting what we're going to do pre-practice, pre-game, halftime, those kind of things. It's awesome.
I might spend as many hours here that I do at home during the season.
While chemistry between the players is important, a coaching office cultivates the same for the staff.
I've coached other places that didn't have, coaches' offices. And then when I came up here and there is, that family thing, this is what I thought it would be like. Us sitting in here talking about whatever.
Bonnie Eagle is home to one of the most unique coaching offices, as the staff and locker rooms are adjacent to the practice fields in a converted portable classroom.
It's pretty unique. I can't imagine any other place, or certainly any of the schools that I've been to in Maine, have had this type of situation where we are not attached. We've been fortunate that it's kind of been our little home away from home during the football season.
More often, a coach's office is taken by eminent domain, converted from a prior use, like at Leavitt High School, where the coach's office used to be a trainer's room.
So there was a hot tub in here. And sometimes if you would come down for gym class and you were changing, there would be people in here in the hot tub, like smoking cigarettes from time to time. I don't know if that's a great thing.
Each office comes with its own decorating touch, steeped in history of the program and a reminder of past success.
I don't know, it's just a collection of footballs from the time that I've coached.
We'll definitely keep the decorations and stuff like that, and we look for more. There's actually a stack of some awards and pictures over there, some old awards, commemorative awards that we'd like to maybe bring back up to date.
So the decorations kind of happened over the years, the kind of memorabilia type things that we posted on the wall, and so it's kind of more like a, through the years type of thing. We add this, we add that.
In a place where so much time is spent, snacks are usually around.
Pa Bear, who's Coach Hathaway's dad, is responsible for most of the snacks, and there's a lot of superstition that goes into it. You gotta have Fig Newtons, you gotta have double stuffed Oreos, and nobody can have anything until Pa Bear opens everything up. Like it's a thing.
Not every program has the luxury of a coach's office, but those that do couldn't live without them.
I wouldn't be able to coach hockey, right? Because you're at different ice arenas, you're just on the bus, you practice, and then you're off the bus. I can't operate like that. I need to be able to kind of start together and kind of finish together, because that's where you build the camaraderie.
Well, Skowhegan had some great camaraderie last year, winning their first championship since '78, taking down Portland in the Class B title game. Skowhegan getting a big effort from Adam Savage in that one. Now Michael Hoffer's back, and maybe an idea for next year, the hot tub corner for Michael Hoffer, but no cigarettes. No. Let's talk Class B.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about those donuts because they look delicious. Class B is going to be really interesting when you think about some of the teams that have come and gone. And you look at what Marshwood did last year. They had a very non-Marshwood type season. I expect them to bounce back big time this year in the South. Massabesic's getting a lot of very positive attention early in the season. I think Kennebunk, even with the coaching change, is going to remain very strong. And then in the North, you've got several interesting teams. Skowhegan lost a lot, but you can't write them off. I think Lawrence is the favorite in the view of many people. Coney's going to be tough, and even Falmouth with guys like Indy Backman, Will Gale, the big lineman, might take them a little while. Well, nobody. I'm glad I don't have to, but I think you're going to see as the season goes on, they're going to be a team that no one wants to see.
And Marshwood, moving some things around. Andrew Ryan, who was a running back on their championship team, now playing on the line. Jonah Barstow at Kennebunk, a 900-yard back last year, looking for big things there in the South. And Coney with the super sophomore class and some key seniors, maybe a chance to make a run. All right, thanks, Michael. Yep. Leavitt capped off a dominant year, beating Madomic Valley 46-6 in the Class C final. It was the second title in the past 3 years for the Hornets. They take an 11-game win streak into this year. Now, it has been a while since the football programs in the Mid-Coast were in contention for championships, until last year when Madomic Valley of Waldoboro won the North region. As our Connor Clement tells us, the Panthers are hoping 2022 was the beginning of something special at Madomic.
Fresh off an appearance in the state title game last fall, the Panthers of Madomic Valley are hoping to build off of last season's success.
People are excited, they're happy, but they see a winner and they expect that now too. So we got to put the work in to try to continue to make that happen.
The program that started back in 2015 has come a long way.
We were the first to make it to the state game. We were the first to win the conference. It's a pretty crazy accomplishment, and with a load of guys I love and was on a great team with, it really was a different feeling than anything else.
After losing 16 seniors in the offseason, key players like senior quarterback Chase Peasley are ready to play a leading role.
Excited to be back out here with everybody. I mean, yeah, we lost a lot of seniors last year, but now we're ready.
Head coach Ryan Snell says building the program the right way played a crucial role in last season's success.
Everybody says they have this 5-year plan, and we actually ended up having one come to fruition. I don't know, if we got lucky with that or what, but a lot of hard work by people, especially the kids. But the key for them is to stay hungry.
So what's long been known as a basketball school might just be known as a football school now, as the Panthers are back on the prowl with the goal of hoisting a gold ball.
We're ready for Hampden week 1. That's been our focus since the schedule came out a few weeks ago. It's take care of us in the preseason and all eyes on week 1 Hampden and be ready to go for that one.
Reporting in Waldoboro, Connor Clement, Blitz 8.
Interestingly, Madomic's rival Oceanside is the frontrunner in C. Cohen Galley is back amongst 11 seniors, Michael, but down here in the South, it seems to be Leavitt or the field.
Absolutely, and let's appreciate how good Leavitt was a year ago. Not only did they win Class C, you really could make the argument they were the best team in the state regardless of class, certainly on the very short list, and they return a ton, including Noah Carpenter, who won the Gatorade Award last year, probably a favorite certainly for the Fitzpatrick Trophy this year, and they're going to be tough to beat, but Class C South has a lot of really good, interesting teams. I think Chevrolet is going to be tough in their second year at this level. Supposedly they have a stud running back. I wish I could tell you his name, but Coach Vance wouldn't share it with me. We're going to find that out. We're going to find that out on Saturday. Cape's struggling with numbers quite a bit, but that program has certainly been very strong in recent years. And of course, York and Freiburg, I think, are teams on a given day that are going to give some other teams trouble. But until now, until further notice, I think the road to the championship certainly goes through Turner.
Yeah, Turner and that massive talented line play from Mike Hathaway's group. All right, thank you, Michael. Now, some of the top performances from last year in 2022 included Kennedy Charles of Portland, 8 carries, 279 yards, 5 touchdowns in a playoff win over Noble. How about efficiency? Reese Davis is your name. Spruce Mountain had 4 carries, 4 touchdowns, 212 yards in a win over Ellsworth. Mike McGonigal of Yarmouth, 47 carries, 433 yards over MDI. And Nick Laughlin of Cape Elizabeth, what didn't he do against South Portland? 203 yards, 3 touchdowns, rushing, a receiving, a kickoff return touchdown. Some of our plays of the year from last year. More Blitz 8 preview show coming up after this.